Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. It is Binky here today, and it's a good day when you're trying on a new sample. You know, especially of Zoologist, it really has been intriguing. And the thing is, there's something beautiful about trying a sample and not blind buying a whole bottle. You know, saving some money and still experiencing the joy. So I'm going to go with this one, feeling it. It's burned a hole in my hand, and it's Squid. Ooh, okay. I never even really thought about that one. You know, interesting. Okay, so this one I don't really know a lot about. I will say I enjoy squid. I enjoy eating squid probably more than I should. It's tasty. I know, I'm so sorry. I always feel badly for the poor animals, but it's good stuff. So I really do enjoy it. If it's prepared well, it's quite good. If it's prepared wrong, it isn't. But I don't mind the creature one way or the other. So let's see what it smells like. Is it gonna, now this concerns me, is it gonna smell like its environment, or is it gonna smell like squid? And how fresh are we talking? Let's look at the notes. Okay, so here we go. So this was the Fragrance Foundation Awards 2020 Perfume Extraordinaire of the Year. So it was the winner, it looks like. And the Art and Olfaction Awards 2020 Independent Category finalist. Congrats! So this one's known. So the vast oceans swell and contracts, caught in the relentless tug of the moon beneath the surface. A school of squid emerges. Okay. Zoologist Squid sings a song of the sea, a melancholy tale told through tangy brine, crisp incense, and sweet cloudy ink. Top notes: pink pepper, solar salicylate. Ooh, say that one 5 times fast. Incense. Heart notes: black ink accord, salty accord, opoponics. Base notes: ambergris, benzoin, and musk. So this is going to be dark and dank with a hint of pepper. Yeah, this one's going to be intense. So this is what the cover looks like. I forgot to show it. This guy. All right. So, ooh, and it's blue. That is cool. Yeah, it is blue. I don't get anything from it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it here, sweater weather. So let's just do this. I don't want my cat sitting right there. I don't want to nail her with squid. And then let's do it here. Ooh. Okay. It actually smells like a pickle. No, it does not. The note that I first got. There was a nice peppery incense, but then on my wrist it smells like pickle brine. Oh my gosh, it smells like a dill pickle. Okay, I'm not mad about it because I love dill pickles. When I was a kid, that was like my favorite thing to get. It was like a big old treat in my house when I got dill pickle. So bizarre, I know, but there you go. Here we are today. So this smells like a dill pickle. Okay, it's starting to branch out a bit. It's starting to branch out. I was like, okay, all right. Ooh, so it's briny with the incense pepper. Huh, very strange. Okay, here it's still briny. Here it smells like a dill pickle. It smells like a dill pickle with pepper. And they do make some like that, but dill pickles normally have some pepper in it. It's just a peppery dill pickle with a little bit of incense here. But here, yeah, it's changing. It's sweeter. It's becoming sweeter. So, oh, wow, is it the ambergris? I think that's what it is. I think that's what's coming through. I don't get the black ink accord, and but ink doesn't have like a really strong accord to it. I've eaten it before in pasta, and it doesn't have that much of a smell to me. The pink pepper definitely coming through. Incense, I totally getting. Black ink, no. Salty, yeah, that's the brine. I think it's the ambergris, and it's the incense and pepper. You know, it's not nearly as strange as I thought it was going to be. No. Here it smells like an incense dill pickle. Yeah, it's not bad. So the look on my face wasn't because it was bad. It's just confusing because I would never put incense with the dill pickle. But that's what it smells like. This one's intriguing. It doesn't have a huge, it doesn't have a lot of sillage. It doesn't have a lot of power behind it. No. It's mostly incense and pepper now. It's very cool. It's very interesting, but it wasn't, I thought it was going to be worse than it was. I thought I was going to be like, oh no. And I wasn't oh no to it. No, not at all. No, that's interesting. It's very briny here though. Briny and incensey on the arm with a hint of pepper. Yeah, so I'm curious to see where it goes. I don't think this is going to last a long time, to be honest with you. With something like Squid, I definitely get the murky ocean with it. I don't know where the incense really comes into play, to be honest with you, but I don't really care because it's really nice. But I do notice incense, this is like several, that incense is highly used in zoologist scents. I mean, it's kind of making me hungry. So I'm going to go grab some food. And what I'll do is I will check back in an hour to see how this morphs. I'm really curious. Okay, so we are back. I know I have a stack of things here. Chocolates. So good. Anyway, so it has been an hour. And so we're going to check in on Squid. So it doesn't have a lot of scent to it. It's already starting to dissipate. So I think this will probably end in about 3 hours. It's been about an hour and a half because I had to grab some lunch. I just don't think it's going to go much further because I can barely smell it. Now, it's on my wrist and shirt here, and I can smell a briny, sweet incense. Yeah, a briny, sweet incense on my wrist. It isn't bad. It's actually not that bad. And then on my shirt, it's a briny, sweet incense with that ink. I'm finally getting the ink coming through. Yeah, believe it or not, I get that darkness of the ink. That's really interesting. But it's pretty much the same. Briny incense with squid ink. But the pepper's gone. No, it's not fully gone. I can smell it. If I'm specifically looking for the note, there is a pepperiness there. So actually, it pretty much remains the same, except for the inky scent on the shirt more. So it really is becoming a skin scent of sorts. I could barely smell it at this point, but I'm going to give it the 3 hour mark. I will say that when I did get whiffs of it, and every once in a while I will, it actually isn't bad. And Squid actually to me is very sweet. It has a very sweet taste to it. And when I move around, I can smell it. It's like this spicy incense brine. It's a very unique scent. Yeah, it's very unique. It's just extremely light. I don't quite know what to think about it. It's not bad, actually. I would think it would be a little bit more difficult to wear given the notes, but I actually don't think it's that bad. I just wish it was stronger and had more longevity. But it actually is safer than I thought it would be to wear. I thought it would be a lot more difficult, and it actually isn't. So what we're going to do is we're going to finish this one out. And I'll probably see you back in about an hour and a half because I don't think it's going to last much longer. It's such a strange scent. It is. It's such a strange scent. I wish the projection was a little bit more. but what I'm getting from it is very interesting. This is one of those, I could see people using this as a signature scent, and I would totally remember them by this. It's so interesting. It kind of reminds me of this song called Godhead by Cloudboat. I'm really big into Cloudboat lately. Check them out. I like a lot of strange indie music, and it kind of reminds me of that song. It's just beyond the lyrics and the meaning of what the song really is. Just check it out. Maybe I'll link it down below. It kind of reminds me this scent of the deep darkness of the sea, and just the music, the way it rolls around it. It kind of just reminds me of this when I tried it. I don't know. I kind of think in a strange way, but it totally reminds me of that song and a lone squid just doing what it does. But it's such a strange scent. It just reminds me of the loneliness of just being in the deep, dark ocean and just doing your thing, as giant squids do. And it does kind of capture the environment. So I find this one intriguing. I really do. And the thing is, right now, I can smell it swirling around me when I move around. So it is still there, but it's more of just a personal space bubble, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because I can see how this scent could be confusing to a lot of, normal perfume users, not ones who are into niche brands like this or something a little bit more curious than this. I can see why it's won awards. It's interesting. It's not your norm. It's not an aquatic scent to me at all. The only thing that gives it that is the brininess. And at first it was, like I said, an incense dill pickle, but that's long since moved on and left this briny, peppery incense. It's so strange. It's so strange, but it's so addicting. It's just so addicting. And like, part of me, I understand why people like this. Part of me wants to just shoo this away and go, but I could see myself getting a travel size one day. Like I know they have the travel size boxes, and you get like several of the scents and keep them, buy them that way. It's still kind of spendy. I think it's like $190, but I'll put the price to the side. I could see buying something like that with some of the ones that I don't necessarily want a full bottle with. And this one, I don't know if I'd want a full bottle, but it is intriguing enough that every once in a while I would want to use this, I think. I know. I'll probably try it again. This one's kind of a year-round one to me. I mean, even with the darkness, it's still dark but yet light at the same time. This is like a year-round scent and really unique. I could see why people like it, and I could see why people would use it as a signature fragrance or scent, even though it isn't really in the norm for me, because that brininess with the incense and pepper is really throwing it off. It's mixed really well, just depends on how it plays off your chemistry. I like the darkness of it, but I like the light sweetness, because if you've eaten squid, it kind of has that lightness to it. It's so interesting. This one, at first I was like, but now the more I have it on and can smell it in my personal space bubble, I like it more. The more I sit with it, the more I'm like, this is cool. So it kind of changed my mind. I was going to put it at around a 5, but because of the longevity issues and the fact that it isn't a huge projection beast, which I don't always need, but I wish it had a little bit more kick. I think if you had 5 or 6 sprays, it would do you a little bit better than the 3 I did, because the sprayer was tricky. So I did a full one here and a couple here. I think I would put this one at a 7.5, and the only thing knocking it down is the projection and longevity, and also and the sillage, but also the brininess. I think could be a bit much for some. Not for me. I like it. I think that's what adds to the fragrance, but I would give it a 7.5, which is not bad in the grand scheme of things. It really isn't, and I really think that Squid is way more wearable than I think most people would assume. I really do. I think there's definitely harder ones to wear than this, namely like bat and things like that. Even sacred scarab, camel, and finding the ones that have the barnyard note or the animal note to really play differently depending on what your skin does with it, your chemistry. So we are getting kind of towards the end here, or there's only like 12 left. And I'm going to have to rewatch all my videos and sniff some of these again, because I'm going to rank them. And I'm curious to see what happens, because I'm wondering where some of these are going to fall in the end as we get down to the bottom of these. But this one is really unique. And I really think that this one is worth a shot. I really do. I think if you're interested, get the samples of the ones that are a little bit more difficult, or what you perceive that will be. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with this one. But I really think it's worth it. This has been quite the adventure. So yeah, Squid, I wanted to dislike you. Wasn't impressed necessarily at first because of the dill pickle incense, but in the end, you won me over. It's beautiful. And then on top of it, just the blue color. Look at that. That's so cool. Can you imagine that in a bottle on your shelf? I like the old bottles better. I think on the shelf with the strange liquid in the original bottle, that'd be a centerpiece. But anyway, people would be looking at it going, is this squid juice? What is this? You know, it would be a great conversation starter. So there you go. And with that, we say adieu to Squid, and have a fabulous day, my friends. Bye.